Oh, okay. So when I'm preparing for August, I should be okay or I shouldn't be okay with the strategy of studying right now.
No, you'll be okay with the strategy. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
also want you to know that this is a very recent update. They just announced it last week that
Okay.
the starting in August, they're going to add that fourth unscored experimental section to the online LSAT. So that will just change how you take your practice tests, but nothing else changes in terms of content or anything like that. Just to update you, did you hear about the change, by the way?
No, no, I did not. Thank
Okay,
you for
so
telling
of
me. Yeah.
course, so I'll tell you that I'll give you a brief rundown of it then. So basically, the LSAT historically has always had an unscored, unknown experimental section.
Mhm.
The LSAT Flex due to COVID, they removed it temporarily just because they were getting used to administering the LSAT online with ProctorU and such, and they didn't want to allow breaks for maybe test security reasons or logistical reasons. But they can't do that forever because they have to be able to test out future questions. The way
Yeah.
they do that, the way they do that is with an experimental section. So it's going to be one of logic games, logical reasoning, or reading comprehension. It'll be a full length section, not meant to be easier or harder than anything else.
Mhm.
And you won't know which one it is during the exam. So you'll have two sections back to back. You'll have a break of probably 10 minutes, and then another two sections back to back. One of those four sections will be the unscored unknown experimental section, any of games, reasoning, or reading comp. And so what this means for you basically is that you prep like normal, except you do four sections and you give yourself that break. But if you get extra time accommodations, you want to prep with the time that you're actually going to have on test day, whether it's time and a half or double time. And you'll also want to practice with that break. And you might see whether LSAC might give you an additional break as well, based on your situation.
Oh, I see. Okay. And starting August, so July does not apply to that.
Yeah, and there's actually not an LSAT in July this year. So the upcoming LSATs as we speak now, the February LSAT just finished. Then there's going to be April, then June, and then August.
June and August. Yeah, there's no July. Yeah. Okay, but the August has this. Okay, so I need to practice for it, and it's gonna be so instead of being 2 hours, it would be how long again?
Great question. Yes. So with the LSAT Flex, with three sections back to back, it would be just about 2 hours. If we're adding in a 10-minute break, plus, let's say, if you take the break to go to the bathroom and leave the room, when you come back in, they're going to want to briefly re-verify your ID and such, things of that nature to make sure it's still you. And then you'll do the other two sections. So if we're adding in 10-minute break plus another, let's say 2 minutes just to re-verify security, and they'll maybe scan the room or something to make sure there's no prohibited items. Then you do another 35-minute section. So that's adding on approximately another 47 minutes. So let's say, just hypothetically, 2 hours and 45 minutes or so, 2 hours,
Okay,
47
it's
minutes,
only 45 minutes.
approximately. Yeah. And that's assuming
Okay.
standard timing. If you have accommodations, then of course it could be a bit longer. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.